Hello, I'm Bryan Reynolds, president of the National Association of Appraisers. I am tickled to death to have Miss Heather Sullivan with me today. Heather is a senior lead valuation training programs at CoreLogic and the Columbia Institute. Heather, thanks for being here today.
Oh, Bryan, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. I appreciate it.
So one thing I want to talk about is, everybody's in the virtual world now, and you've been doing some virtual classes, as have I. How do you think the appraisers, the boots on the ground appraisers that have to have their CE, has adapted to this new technology we're found ourselves in?
Yeah, no, I think it's been a learning experience, and for a lot, they're finding that they love the new virtual world. There's so many advantages to it that I don't think a lot of people recognize up front, but now that once they get in there, the ability to just log in the morning to a class, see appraisers from across the country, and just really have that same experience that you would in a live class, but yet not the headache of trying to find a place to park at a hotel or something to that effect. So I think they're really liking it.
It's amazing, and we as human beings resist change. So I think on the onset, everybody's like, I'm not going to do that, and they're so resistant. But as you said, once they give it a try, it seems like, hey, so for lunch, I'm just walk into my kitchen and make a sandwich, and I see people from all over the United States that I would never otherwise have an opportunity to have that. So we're here today to talk about something exciting. A lot of things have had to cancel because of COVID. A lot of things have went virtual, and we got some exciting news. The summit's going virtual, right? So let's talk about that for a minute. So if someone watching has never heard of the Appraisal Summit, just let those viewers know, what in the world are we talking about, Heather?
Yeah, so the Appraisal Summit, it's our 12th annual year of bringing together appraisers from across the country. Typically, we would be doing this in Las Vegas. But this year, with everything that's a little different, we're tolerating and adjusting and adapting, and we decided we still wanted to be able to bring all of the information. There's so much going on in the industry today with COVID and flexibilities and just regulation changes, that everybody's kind of taking a step back and looking at how we do things and how we're preparing for what's to come. And so we just thought it was so important that we continued to have this conference so that we could bring that information directly to appraisers. And so that's really, the premise of just keep going and making sure that we're able to offer this information. But it's a fantastic event. We bring together industry leaders that talk about all different facets of appraisal and everything that affects us in our day-to-day. We also have continuing education offerings so that you can get the education you need for license renewal and just to learn something new. And then honestly, I think the biggest thing that I get out of the summit is just the social networking and being able to talk to my peers, see what's going on in their neck of the woods, and just, kind of level setting.
Sure. So the dates are on your screen. You've got a virtual background going on, and so the viewers can see it right there. It's November 2nd through the 6th. And let's talk about that schedule real quick, because you said you're throwing in some education too. I assume the attendees will get CE for attending the summit, right? The conference itself. How many hours of that, and what days are those?
Yeah, so the way it's set up, we had to do a couple things a little bit differently because it's virtual, and with virtual, the approvals are a little bit different with all the states. And so what we did is we have 7 CE classes. 5 of those are brand new, never been offered before except for maybe in pilots, so very new information. And the way it works is that you can come in and we'll be offering various classes for the days that the summit is there, and you get to pick and choose which classes you take. Each class is 3 to 5 CE hours, and so you just get to select the ones that interest you most. And then the general sessions of the conference with the speakers, those aren't approved this year. But the same great content and information that we knew was going to be valuable regardless of whether there was CE attached to it.
Perfect. Perfect. And these are some real industry leaders. And I think we'll have to bring you back for another little set-in like this so we can talk about maybe who the speakers are and that type of thing. But let me make sure I understand this right and the viewers understand this correctly. This is going to be a virtual conference. And so does that mean that they'll be able to interact and see other attendees and somehow say hi to one another like they were in person? How's this thing going to work?
Yeah, actually, Brian, it's going to work a lot like this right now, where you'll be able to see, as long as everybody have their webcams on, which we're absolutely promoting and encouraging everybody to do. It'll be an open forum where you can take yourself off mute, speak to anybody, you can chat with people, you can set up appointments to speak one-on-one with either your sponsors or exhibitors, or even another attendee. We have social events, so we're going to be having some fun. And even Brian, you're leading the way with karaoke one night.
Oh boy, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely looking forward to that. I don't know that I'll be singing, but I will be.
Yeah, so we just kind of fell into that. Teresa and you and I were talking one day, and I said, I've got this karaoke thing right on my computer, and wonder if that would work, and it does. And so we can actually play a song. You'll see the words on the screen. You'll be able to hear it, all the attendees. So we're going to have some fun with this too. You're going to get a lot of meaningful education, updates, information that you need, but we're going to have fun while we do it. Heather, if someone wants to register, and I'm going to have you back because we could talk about this for a while. And so I think what we'll do is we'll do a few of these little video snippets so people know what's coming. Maybe in the next one, we'll talk about the upcoming speakers who you've got slotted to speak at the event. But for right now, if anyone watching right this moment says, they've piqued my interest a little bit and they want more information about this upcoming event, where can they reach out and find more information on this?
Yeah, if you wanted to learn more information, please just go to www.appraisalsummit.net and you can take a look at our agenda, the hours that we'll be offering it, all the speakers, all the events that we have planned, even the approvals for the courses that we'll be offering. So there's a lot of great information on that webpage. And again, it's just www.appraisalsummit.net.
So NAA we had to cancel our first conference that was scheduled for this year, the ACTS conference. We had to cancel that because of COVID, but we were able to figure this out. Heather was able to put this together to not cancel the Appraisal Summit. So we're super excited over here at NAA with this. It's going to be an exciting event. We want you here. Heather, why should somebody sign up for this? If they're on the fence and they're just not sure, what's we've talked about, you'll be able to see each other. We got karaoke coming, but what's the number one reason someone should take the time out of their busy day right now and attend this virtual conference?
I just think it's the network and the relationships that you build. Honestly, before I was part of this event and organization, I was isolated and kind of disconnected. I really didn't understand how all the pieces worked and what resources I had as an appraiser. And so to me, that's the biggest piece, is just that visibility and understanding of everybody that's working so hard to make this such a incredible profession to be in. And it really does make you feel connected on all different levels. So I that's my personal experience that I take away. And every year I get just that much more of it and a different experience every time.
Yeah, so that's mine. I'm going to share mine too now. So I always tell appraisers, when is the last time you got to see or be up close and personal with Fannie Mae? Ever in your entire career as an appraiser? Well, we're giving you that opportunity, right? Educational providers, software providers, there's a whole host of people that are going to be there. And as someone who's been to almost every summit since it started, I will say this: there is not one appraisal summit that I've attended that I haven't left there with something tangible, something that I could put in my appraisal toolbox and utilize as a practicing appraiser. So you're going to want to check it out. You're not going to want to miss it. Until we come back again, which will be really, really soon, I'm Bryan Reynolds for Heather Sullivan. Thank you for watching.